Hey, thanks for giving me all my accessories today. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Garth Grills. I am Garth, and on this video, we are going to talk about the top 5 accessories that I use when I barbecue. All right, so the first thing that I use when I barbecue is these Weber lighters. Now, when you are lighting your coals and you're putting them in a chimney, which I'll get to in just a second, I used to use newspaper, and I'd put that newspaper underneath the chimney, light it on fire, paper would go everywhere. You've probably done this yourself, and I've had friends ask me, hey, how do you light your charcoals? It's so simple, but these are so cheap. I think these are $5 at Home Depot. You can even buy them on Weber as well. There's lots of different fire starters that you can buy. I personally just get these because Home Depot is right around the corner from my house. They're about $5 and you get 24 of them, and I only need one to light a chimney. They're super easy, they're convenient, and my chimney is lit within about 15 minutes. And you can't go wrong with these. Again, don't burn newspaper. You can if that's all you have, but I prefer these much, much better. All right, the second accessory that I use when I do basically every single cook is my meter. My meter is my best friend. I cannot talk more about this. Now, this is not the only brand on the market. There's lots of other wireless probes out there. This one is a Bluetooth probe. It connects directly to my iPhone or an Android device, and it has an amazing app where you can set all sorts of functionalities, such as what temperature you want your meat to be when it's done. It'll give you your ambient temperature readings throughout the entirety of the cook. So when you're comparing temperatures of the lid temperature and the actual temperature of your meat, this is a great tool to have, because as you do more barbecues, you'll start to learn the differences between your ambient temperature and your lid temperature, which will give you an idea of where you need to set your vents when you're cooking with charcoal barbecuing. So again, I love this thing. This is my best friend. It allows me to set everything perfectly and times it. I also like the meter because I can set alerts. So I can say, hey, tell me when my internal temperature is at 160 degrees, because then I know I have to go to my meat and I have to wrap it up. Or I can say, hey, alert me when my ambient temperature goes above a certain temperature, because then I know I need to go back outside to my barbecue and I need to adjust the vents. So again, this is probably my best friend when it comes to barbecuing, and it's allowed me to step up my game tremendously. Okay, the third accessory that I use on every single cook is a good knife. Now, I used to use a paring knife. I think I have a chef's knife, the smaller knife for cutting vegetables. You can tell how experienced I am with knives. And then I had a short one for the paring knife, and I used that for trimming fat. Now, it was not the best selection of knives, and when I upgraded to an actual good knife for actually trimming the fat, it was a game changer. I personally bought a boning knife. Let me actually open this up for you real quick. This is a 6-inch boning knife. I happen to get mine from a company called Dull-Strong. And this is the 6-inch boning knife. I like this type of knife personally because it has a nice arc to it. So I'm trying to get around certain corners. I have good leverage with it. I also like how skinny the tip is, so I can actually get underneath things like silver skin, and I can easily and smoothly cut without having to sacrifice too much of the meat. So again, this is a great tool, and I use it on almost every single cook, especially when I have something that I have to trim a lot of fat on and I don't want to sacrifice a lot of the meat. So this is another great accessory. All right, the fourth thing, I don't use this on every single cook, but this is, if you're cooking with charcoal, this is something that I think you should have because it's a great tool. Now, there's lots of different options out there for this, but this is what I personally use. Some charcoal baskets. Now, I like the charcoal baskets because they keep your charcoal in one place and allows you to have more of a concentrated heat. So instead of just pouring your charcoal on the bottom of the cooking grate and allowing the charcoals to be spread out, I like the baskets because you can position your charcoal a bit more intentionally if you're doing some offset cooking, or if you want to be able to have your charcoals nice and tidy for more of a slow burn. So I put 3/4 of my basket full of uncooked charcoal, and then I'll have a little pocket on the side where I'll pour out some hot charcoal, and that allows it to slowly burn across the basket. So again, these are about $25. And a lot of the Weber models, they actually come with them. So, you know, if you buy the Master Touch, or if you buy the Performer Deluxe or Premium, you're gonna get the baskets with it. I personally got the Performer baseline model that didn't come with it, but again, these are only about $25. So highly recommend you getting some baskets to help out with your low and slow cooking. The fifth accessory that I use is a chimney. Now, a chimney is kind of a must when it comes to charcoal grilling. Now, some people use giant flamethrowers to get their barbecues going. I personally like the chimney. It kind of gives me this feeling of camping. I don't know why. You put all of your charcoal in here, and then you put at the very bottom of the basket, you put in a fire starter, or like I said, you fill up the main area full of charcoal, and then you can wad up some newspaper on the bottom. I personally just put one of those fire starters right at the bottom of the basket. Fill this up depending on how much you need. Sometimes I fill up my charcoal basket first, then I pop that into the basket because that's exactly how much I'm gonna need. Now, one little extra credit tip I will throw out there, which is probably my favorite thing I learned about this, is that it's so simple, it's kind of dumb. You can flip this thing upside down, and what you get is a smaller basket. I always just thought it was the bottom of the basket. I never thought anything of it. But in reality, when I only need a handful of coals, the bigger basket's actually tough because it's shaped like a cone. And if I only want to cook about 8 or 9 charcoals, they all kind of spread around the bottom. So what I did is you can flip it upside down, and it's a inverted cone, which means that all of your charcoal can sit nice and tidy in that pocket, and you can put a fire starter on the bottom. So again, this is probably the thing that I use the most, because I always have to get my charcoals going, and you can pick up one of these at any Home Depot store. You can buy it directly from Weber, and this will last you a lifetime. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching this video on my top 5 accessories. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and mostly what I do on this channel is all my cooks, but today I just want to talk about some accessories with you guys. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Boom. Say hi.
Hi.